Join me as I dive deep into the science and see if I can explain how greenhouse gases really drive climate change. Greenhouse gases are often mentioned in the news, but what exactly are they, and why do they matter so much when it comes to climate change? Simply put, greenhouse gases are a group of gases in the atmosphere that trap heat, making the Earth's surface warmer than it would be without them. This might sound like a natural process, but the crucial role they play in climate change is what makes this topic so pressing and relevant today. Greenhouse gases, GHGs, trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere, contributing to global warming. Main GHGs. 1. Carbon dioxide, CO2. 2. Methane, CH4. 3. Nitrous oxide, N2O. 4. Ozone, O3. 5. Fluorinated gases, F gases. Everyday sources. CO2 60% of GHG emissions. 1. Burning fossil fuels, gasoline, coal, natural gas. 2. Electricity generation. 3. Industrial processes. 4. Deforestation. 5. Transportation, cars, planes, trucks. Methane 20% of GHG emission. Agriculture, livestock, rice cultivation. Natural gas production/transmission. Landfills. Coal mining. Nitrous oxide 5% of GHG emissions. Agriculture, fertilizers. Industrial processes. Wastewater treatment. Ozone and fluorine gases, minor contributors. Industrial processes. Refrigeration, air conditioning. The challenge we're facing is that the levels of these gases are rising at an alarming rate, and as a result, global warming and climate change are accelerating at an unprecedented pace. It's no secret that the planet is getting warmer, but the speed at which this is happening is what should really worry us. In the past century, the average global temperature has risen by about 1 degree Celsius, and it's predicted to continue rising by another 2 to 5 degrees by the end of this century if we don't take drastic action. This might not seem like a lot, but the consequences of such a temperature increase are catastrophic. Rising sea levels, more frequent natural disasters, and unpredictable weather patterns are just a few examples of what we can expect if we don't curb our greenhouse gas emissions. The threat of rising greenhouse gas levels is real, and it's essential that we take immediate action to reduce our emissions. The worst part is that the effects of these gases are already being felt, from melting Arctic ice caps to devastating heat waves and droughts. It's hard to imagine a future where the planet is habitable if we continue down this path. The clock is ticking, and the time to act is now. We need to understand the root causes of this problem and work together to find solutions before it's too late. The primary culprits behind global warming are carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. These gases trap heat in the atmosphere, making the Earth's surface warmer. Imagine the Earth's atmosphere as a blanket that keeps us warm. In moderation, it's great, but when it gets too thick, it's like being trapped in a suffocating blanket. That's what's happening with our planet right now. The visuals can be striking. Just think of a big, thick blanket wrapping around the Earth, making it harder and harder to breathe. Why is Arctic ice cap important? 1. Reflects sunlight. Ice reflects 80% of sunlight, cooling the planet. 2. Regulates temperature. Ice helps maintain Earth's temperature range. 3. Sea level control. Ice caps hold 75% of the world's freshwater. 4. Weather patterns. Influences jet stream, precipitation, and weather extremes. 5. Ocean currents. Ice melt affects global ocean circulation. 6. Carbon sequestration. Ice stores carbon dioxide, reducing atmospheric levels. 7. Habitat preservation. Supports polar bears, walruses, and other Arctic species. Consequences of melting. Accelerated warming. Less ice means more solar radiation absorbed. Sea level rise threatens coastal cities and ecosystems. Extreme weather disrupts global weather patterns. Ocean acidification. Increased CO2 absorption harms marine life. Loss of biodiversity threatens Arctic ecosystems. Controlling greenhouse gas, GHG, emissions is crucial for mitigating climate change. Here are strategies for industrial, routine life, and transport levels. Industrial level energy efficiency. Implement energy efficient technologies and practices. Conduct energy audits to identify areas for improvement. Renewable energy. Transition to renewable energy sources. Solar, wind, hydro for power needs. Invest in on-site renewable energy generation. Process optimization. Optimize manufacturing processes to reduce waste and emissions. Use cleaner production techniques and technologies. Carbon capture and storage CCS. Invest in CCS technologies to capture CO2 emissions from industrial processes. Explore utilization of captured CO2 in other processes. Sustainable materials. Use sustainable and recycled materials in production. Reduce reliance on fossil fuel-based raw materials. Waste management. Implement waste reduction strategies and recycling programs. Convert waste to energy where feasible. Employee training. Train employees on sustainability practices and energy conservation. Regulatory compliance. Stay updated with regulations and standards for emissions. Engage in voluntary reporting and reduction programs. Routine life energy conservation. Use energy-efficient appliances and LED lighting. Unplug devices when not in use and use smart power strips. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Minimize waste by reducing consumption and reusing items. Participate in local recycling programs. Sustainable consumption. Choose products with lower carbon footprints. Support local and sustainable businesses. Water conservation. Use water-saving fixtures and practices to reduce energy used in water heating. Dietary choices. Reduce meat and dairy consumption, as livestock farming is a significant source of GHGs. Opt for locally sourced and seasonal foods. Home insulation. Improve home insulation to reduce heating and cooling needs. Gardening and landscaping. Plant trees and maintain gardens to absorb CO2. Transport. Level public transportation. Use public transport, carpool, or bike instead of driving alone. Advocate for improved public transport infrastructure. Electric and hybrid vehicles. Transition to electric or hybrid vehicles to reduce fossil fuel consumption. Support the development of charging infrastructure. Fuel efficiency. Maintain vehicles for optimal fuel efficiency. Drive conservatively to reduce fuel consumption. Alternative fuels. Explore the use of biofuels or hydrogen as alternatives to gasoline and diesel. Telecommuting. Encourage remote work to reduce commuting emissions. Urban planning. Support policies that promote walkable communities and mixed-use developments. Education and awareness. Raise awareness about the impact of transportation choices on GHG emissions. Conclusion. Controlling greenhouse gas emissions requires a multifaceted approach involving individuals, industries, and governments. By adopting sustainable practices and technologies, we can significantly reduce our carbon footprint and contribute to a healthier planet. Collaboration and commitment at all levels are essential for effective change.